Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. In this video we are going to practice using the Spanish verb ir in the present tense. Ir means to go. It's a very common verb. It's very important because we use it all the time, all day, every day. And it's also irregular, which means you just basically have to memorize the forms in the present tense. Be sure that you study the conjugation in your textbook. You can also watch the grammar tutorial video. If you're joining us from outside the class and you don't have any materials, you can just Google the verb and you'll find some great YouTube videos that explain how ir is conjugated, and we'll give some examples. When you're ready to practice what you've learned, then come here. That's what this video is for. So let's go ahead and get started. Just a reminder of the forms here. Voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, van. So memorizing this is as simple as memorizing voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, van. Okay, another important thing to remember is that any of the conjugated forms can mean one of three things in the present tense. Remember, the present tense in Spanish is a very powerful tense in that we can have several meanings from just one conjugated verb. So voy, as an example, can mean I go, I do go, or I am going, just depending on how you're using it in your conversation. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the practice. This is a standard type of activity that you'll find in many Spanish college textbooks where you see a subject pronoun like yo, you'll see the infinitive, and then since we're talking about ir, you'll also see a place like la biblioteca. So there's an underlying formula, which is a conjugated form of ir plus the word a. It just has to be there. It's part of the grammatical formula, and then we use the place. So for this one, how would you say, I go to the library, I do go to the library, or I am going to the library? Remember, it's all that one form, same form. Voy a la biblioteca. Voy a la biblioteca. Again, this means I go to the library, I do go to the library, I am going to the library. Voy a la biblioteca. They are going home, they do go home, they go home. ¿Cómo se dice? Ellos van a casa. Ellos van a casa. They go home, they do go home, they are going home. Ellos van a casa. We are going to the store, we do go to the store, we go to the store, all the same conjugated form. La tienda is the generic word for store in Spanish. Vamos a la tienda. Vamos a la tienda. We go to the store, we do go to the store, we are going to the store. Vamos a la tienda. Tienda, by the way, also means tent. So in Spanish, you can think of early stores as being tents in a sense. So there's a relationship there. Vamos a la tienda. You go to the bank, you do go to the bank, you are going to the bank. Vas al banco. Vas al banco. You go to the bank, you do go to the bank, you are going to the bank. Vas al banco. There's a little bit of grammar involved here. Remember that the formula is a conjugated form of ir plus the word a, and then the noun with the article. Well, when you have the a with an el, it combines to al. So this is one of the only two contractions that we have in Spanish. So al literally means to the. So vas, you go, to the, and then bank. Vas al banco. Any noun that is grammatically masculine that takes the el will have this contraction when you're using the verb ir. How would you ask the question, are you going to the bank? Or do you go to the bank? Vas al banco. Vas al banco? Do you go to the bank? Are you going to the bank? Vas al banco? Are you going to work? This is the plural you. Are you going to work, or do you go to work? ¿Ustedes van al trabajo? ¿Ustedes van al trabajo? Are you going to work, or do you go to work? ¿Ustedes van al trabajo? Okay, so now that you're comfortable using the verb ir in the present tense, if you want to talk about places that you go or that someone else goes, then all you need to do is just learn a little bit of the vocabulary for places. For example, el trabajo means work in the sense of the job site or the place where you work. El supermercado, the supermarket, la tienda, the store, el banco, the bank, la biblioteca, the library, la librería, the bookstore, la gasolinera, the gas station, el centro comercial, the mall, el restaurante, the restaurant, la playa, the beach. So you can say that you go to all of these places. So for example, I go to work, voy al trabajo, I go to the supermarket, voy al supermercado, I go to the store, voy a la tienda, I go to the bank, voy al banco, I go to the library, voy a la biblioteca, I go to the bookstore, voy a la librería, I go to the gas station, voy a la gasolinera, I go to the mall, voy al centro comercial, I go to the restaurant, voy al restaurante, I go to the beach, voy a la playa. Okay, well that's it. Remember, if you didn't get them all right in the practice part of the video, then go back to the beginning and play it and try to find or guess the correct answer before I show it to you. And once you're able to do that, then you've really learned something. That's it for this video. Adios.